So what I want to end with is a 1 minute or less, maybe 30-second answer from each panelist on your message to policymakers in this current crucial moment. So thinking to lessons from the states on the importance of social infrastructure for economic growth and to the nuts and bolts of the current moment, what do you see as the most important social infrastructure details for Congress to get right? Hillary, 30 seconds.
Hate to call out one thing, but I'm going to have to call out the permanence of the child tax credit. It would reduce child poverty by 40%, the biggest thing we would ever do to reduce child poverty in one policy in American history. And so that's my plea.
All right, I love that, Hillary. Okay, Bill, your 30 seconds. What's the number one thing for policymakers to be looking at right now?
I have to go back and live their pledge to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. The minimum wage is the shadow wage that we have for care. It is the shadow wage for women because we view them as nothing but care workers. It degrades the wages of women in all occupations. So they have to make us understand that essential workers are essential. They need to be paid essentially.
Great. Thank you for that. All right, Shilpa, your 30 seconds.
It's literally impossible for me to pick one. I reject the question. I would say, obviously, childcare, pre-K, lowering costs for seniors, first ever paid family leave program. I mean, all of it is essential, and I can't pick. But I would say one piece that undergirds all of them that I think we lose sight of are pieces in the president's proposal to raise the wages of care workers. And what it really means to boost the wages, make sure that a preschool teacher with similar credentials is paid the same as a kindergarten teacher, and thinking about those that do home care and assisted community-based living, what does it mean to have a livable wage? That would be truly transformative.
Thanks, Shilpa, for shouting out that less discussed and super important thing. And Jesse, the last 30 seconds, what do you have for us?
So I'm glad Shilpa took the everything answer because ditto everything. And I want to bring back something Bill said, which is we have to contend with how states implement. And I think we need to learn the lessons of the Affordable Care Act and how many states work to undermine that historic federal legislative success because of a legacy of racism in our country. There is a way for federal and state and local lawmakers to work in coordination to ensure equitable implementation of programs, but the planning has to start on the front end. And so policy makers at all levels have to be having that conversation now so we can think about the mechanisms of accountability when folks work to undermine the policy wins that we see just around the corner.